Gardens also got the flame. Michigan Bros, folks. Just wanna grow something to smoke. Michigan Bros Grow Show. Michigan Bros Grow Show. Michigan Bros Grow Show. Michigan Bros Grow Show.
Oh, my dude, he's getting
We're
better
here.
at that cut at the end there. It wasn't a hard shot.
I found a third
Yep.
way to do it, dude.
Good man. Good
No,
man.
I
Welcome
really-
to the Bro Show Live. This is episode 96. I'm Skillbo One. The panel is assembled. What's going on, everybody?
I'm not allowed to turn on my video.
Uh-oh.
Because I turned it off. Sorry, Red. Tara is the same thing. I turned hers off. Welcome
Hello.
back, guys.
Cheers,
I
everyone.
couldn't have Tara be the only person that was staring at the screen going, what the hell? Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. 96 of these things. We're here. Let's go around the panel and introduce everyone, and then we'll get to it. As you saw, our sponsors are 2020 Mendocino, Easy Swap Pots, State Genetics, and Madam Euphoria Farms. Spartan, welcome, dude. You're the first person to the right of me, so you're the first name I saw.
All right, cool. Right after barn rips, the throat's all dry. I got a kombucha right here, so I'm Spartan Grown. I'm doing good. Find me on Instagram at Spartan Grown or at Gmail at Spartan Grown. Cheers.
Spartan's drinking watermelon kombucha today. Painted Lady, welcome. Where can everyone find you?
Cheers, guys. Cheers, chat. Cheers, everybody. Happy Sunday. Everybody can find me right here on Sunday and Mondays on the Michigan Bros Grow Show, and also on Instagram at Painted Lady Gardens. Cheers.
Thank you, Painted Lady. Dankman Dan, welcome, brother. Where can everyone find you?
Dankman Dan, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me Saturday mornings, every other Saturday morning with the Bro Show on the Wake and Bake. You can find me here Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Thank you for having me. Thank you for joining us, chat.
For being here, Dan. Red, welcome, Red.
Welcome everybody. Cheers,
what-
guys. I'm Red Setter Farm. You can find me at Red Setter Farm on Instagram. You can find me right here on the Michigan Bros Grow Show Sunday nights and Monday nights. Sunday nights 11:30 on the Polarity Science channel for Behind the Veil. Except this evening, I'm not going live, and I'm probably gonna have to duck out of here very, very shortly. Incredibly busy. Totally backed up at the moment. I have to head out to Saugatuck in the morning to do 2 days worth of training for a couple other stores out there, and I've been doing phone prompts for all these stores also, so I actually have to utilize all my equipment here to record some stuff. So I haven't had a chance to get to it in the last couple of days, and I kind of got to get to it before I head out of town for a couple of days. You can find my voice at the Hazel Park location in New Standard. You can find my voice at the Grand Haven location and at the what the hell other store did I do? I think Edmore. Maybe it was Edmore. Something like that. I don't know. Now I got to do a Saga Tuck recording. Thank you for calling the store, where we're located and all that stuff. So they're popping them up everywhere, man. There's going to be a new standard up in Menominee. I believe they got licensed way up there.
Is there not a voice recording with a red leather, yellow leather to start it off?
I do not red leather, yellow leather.
I hope so.
I'll give you guys one of those though.
Okay.
Here's some Granddaddy Purple. Probably gonna be smoking some of that. Probably gonna be smoking some of this candied grapes, some more Super Purple.
Well, we'll make sure to give you some time to talk, Red, before you have to get out of here.
Oh, a new piece.
Wow.
Get the mushroom on there.
I like that it looks like it's sandblasted.
This is Becca picked this up from Diligent Glass. Michigan artist. This one's
Really
actually
cool.
featured on his page.
Cool. That's really cool.
That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to Becca for picking that up. She cannot be here tonight.
All right, thank you, Red. Tara, thank you for joining us. Where can everybody find you?
Hey guys, Tara Wilson, 1409. You can find me every other Saturday and on Sundays with you guys. Thanks so much for letting me join you guys, and hope everybody's had a great weekend. I moved, so I've been busy.
You moved, for sure.
For sure. I'm now in Kalkaska. I am officially in
Welcome
Michigan
to the
for
Mid.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So excited. Long time coming.
The last person was abolished, but he just ducked out right before I was going to
Aw.
introduce him. So hopefully he comes back and we'll get him introduced. But until then, let's truck on. Red, is there some stuff you want to cover before you have to get out of here? Do you want to have a roll off? What are your plans?
Oh, I don't know. Just whatever. Shoot along with the show. Things are going crazy out in the outdoor garden. All scrogged up for the first layer with the Girls Gone Wild that are already in the ground. I got a handful of stuff already in the ground. All the old mother stock and stuff like that. It was pretty well large at the point, I'm not gonna have to worry about any slugs or anything tackling them down. So they're all already out in the field. Some of the other items, I got a couple of things I pulled out in clone form just a few weeks ago. They're about that big, they're getting there already. They're knee high, man, before the 4th of July, and I'm happy about that. So I've got corn popping up. I got sunflowers doing their thing. I got the whole kit and caboodle. I popped some petunias and some marigolds out there this year, and of course the dill and the rosemary are my main IPM, and just gonna keep on throwing some more herbs out there. Got a lot of just three sisters working with corn, beans, and squash, and that's pretty much what I've been doing, man. I've been busy at the grind every day, just keeping up with that, doing a little bit of planting, a little bit of weeding, a little bit of yard maintenance, and keeping on with everything that's been going on in the cannabis community.
Yeah, man, there's been a lot going on. Speaking of like companion plants, I took Painted Lady to Dow Gardens yesterday, and all the way down the road for like a mile, they have marigolds leading up to the place.
Well,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. The whole time you're pulling into there, I was like, whoa, that's weird. The whole road is lined with flowers.
It was super cool.
Really, really cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
trying
wondering
to
if they were trying to
deter
keep
them.
like the deer out from the gardens, like kind of trying to keep like a perimeter or something around there. I don't know.
We've always planted marigolds as a kid, even around. We always did a border around our garden, so I mean,
Yeah.
to try to keep out.
It's
I don't know if
interesting.
there's anything to it or not, but I still do it to it. I've got marigolds just planted. I went and paid, I think, $1 at the store because everything's real super cheap right now because nothing's really in season. I paid $1 for a packet of marigold seeds, and I just went and just sprinkled them all around in my beds. Like, why the hell not? Just fill in some spots.
Yeah, those Dow Gardens, if anybody has been there in chat or anything, it's up in Midland. They were beautiful. Like it was just paths upon paths, and everything was so well taken care of. And I'm sure it looked like completely different at different times of year. So I really want to go back like midsummer or like fall or something. But it was just beautiful. Just everything was just so well planned out. And I just was curious how many people actually worked there to take care of all these gardens. It was crazy.
Right. It's people that take care of plants. That's what I kept thinking the whole time was like, how many people do they have to take care of these plants? Their website says that they have over 70,000 plants, 35,000 annuals are planted every year. And they're like crazy, crazy numbers of plants there. And they had a glass exhibit. No, I was not taking cut shredder. That's a good idea, though. I didn't see anything that said I couldn't.
Be the first guy in the crew to get kicked out of the whole thing, man, and be banned from there with your smiling jibs up on a wanted poster.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That would suck. Because, man, I do want to go back at different times a year because I bet it just looks completely different, like even midsummer even. So, yeah, and I also want to go to Meyer Gardens too sometime. I've still never even been there. Check those out too.
Yeah, that's supposed to be gorgeous. That's on the west side, right?
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, if anybody in chats, check those out. Let me know what you think. Which one is better? If anybody has seen. Why can't I fucking speak? Well, whose weed am I smoking? It's baked. It's baked weed. Where is he tonight? This unknown strain number 3 because he mixed up the fucking tags or whatever.
Oh,
when he was...
hopefully it's Wet Betty.
Wow.
Wet Betty is so good. I absolutely love his Wet Betty.
I don't know if that's what this is, but I can't speak clearly.
Every time I'm over there, but he's like, smell this. Tell me what this is. I gotta try to figure out what's in here. I'm like, dude, just why don't you write shit down, man?
Put some labels on some shit.
He left me with some sample that was purple, frosty, and it made me so damn sleepy. I hit him up. I was like, man, I can't smoke no more of this. It's gonna put me to bed.
I think that's what I'm rolling right now is platinum jelly. It's purple.
I'm hooked. Pre-98 right here is phenomenal.
Yeah, hell yeah. Is that the one you guys grew?
Yeah. Love it.
I heard I had shared a little pre-98 with Tara, and then I heard that Tara went and saw my friend not long afterwards.
Well, there's a story behind it. So we happened to be going through Jackson, and because we needed a hose, so we just happened to be hitting through Jackson, and he's like, "We're going through Jackson," and I was like, "I'm getting a hold of baked." I was like, no doubt about it. I was like, I get off the phone, and I was like, texting him immediately. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Can you meet me at the Walmart?" Sure enough, he did.
So
Good
funny.
man.
Yeah, he said he already had some set aside to give you because you're always curious about all this stuff. So now you got it.
That, and now he's got more set aside for me because I'm hooked on it. It's good. Really good. He did a great job. He's a good grower. I mean, what kind of friend drops what he's doing? I mean, he was painting his moldings and stuff and stopped what he was doing just to run up to the Walmart for me to meet me so I could keep going on my way to get to Kalkaska. That was awesome of him.
All that networking you do has always paid off. You know what I mean?
Well, do it for more than just network. I don't do it to network.
I just realized Tara is actually an official Michigan bro now. Like
I am.
Legitimately.
No more Cincinnati girl.
Yeah.
Michigander.
Again.
Yeah, you're a
nice
Michigander.
It's
Not
really
that you
good.
actually.
You're
You
a
can't say
northern
you have an
Michigander.
address yet, but
That's
you have
even.
Yeah, I'm working on the address thing. I think I'm going to have to get a P.O. box is what I'm going to have to go with for a little bit.
You
But-
want those anyway.
That's all right.
If you want, Tara, you can pay my electric bill, and then you can say that you live here.
Gee, you're so swell.
Only if I can reap the benefits of what's coming from that electric bill. Called Citra Glue, please.
There's air conditioning down here.
Oh, I know. I don't need air conditioning though. I'm old. I don't like air conditioning.
Same.
My blood's thin now.
Is that what my problem is?
Probably.
Man. I always have to have a blanket. People call me Linus.
I brought sleeping bags and sweatpants up with me. I was like, I don't think I'm going to need this, but you just never know.
Yep.
It's Michigan.
It was fucking hot as shit today. It was like 90.
It was.
I was
It was
like,
really-
in the morning, I walked outside and I was like, I'm going to go put a fucking shirt on. It's hot as fuck. Like, I could feel my skin sizzle and shit just being out there for like 10 minutes with the dogs.
I like it.
I planted a bunch of outdoor plants in my yard, some daylilies and some other ground cover stuff I already forgot the name of today. And I came inside and I drove into the other town and I was like, you know, the sign in front of the bank. I was like, 93 degrees. What the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was that warm.
I love that farmer's market you have in Hillsdale.
Which one?
There's two. There's the one right in the middle of the center, and then there's one at that racetracky thing.
All right. I don't know what either one of those places that you're talking about, but that's so Midwest of somebody to say. The landmark descriptions.
Well, you know me. I'm bad at landmarks and descriptions. So
I don't
just
know the
wing it.
name, but it's by that tree.
It's right in the middle of the town, like right before you get to the police station. It's on the left-hand side. It's in the middle of the center of like the town. But it's before the police station.
Okay, I'll find one.
I
was driving and the girls were like, "There's a Big B," and I was like, "I didn't even know that was there."
Of course, Tara knows where the police station's at.
The fuzz.
You got to know where the police station's at everywhere you go. Always know your surroundings.
I rolled that whole flower. What the fuck am I? Whole bud that I held up earlier into this king size. That is way too bright for the camera.
Nice.
Beautiful.
We lost Red already.
A little bent at the end. Oh yeah, Red's already gone.
He's
Look at that
here, but
plant.
not.
Okay, now let's judge.
It is a little bent at the end.
Not as
good
bent
job,
as the
Douglas.
plant. Though, look at this plant he's got now. Now that he's not sitting in front
But
of
she's drooping down. Yeah, now you can
it. He
finally
needs to open the
critique it.
fucking
Judging him.
curtain. He needs to open the curtains and give it some light. Man, look at that thing.
Yeah,
It's crying.
it is.
Sad.
We're
Sad.
gonna go in on this poor house. plant.
We're gonna come in one day. It's just gonna be gone
That's
again.
what happens when you leave an empty square. We talk about you.
That's it.
See, that's what Red gets for going away from the badass tapestries.
Oh,
Oh, now he's
I
back.
don't do
Oh,
it. Dude, it either.
He's back. He's
All right,
back.
all right,
What the fuck happened? I had
Nothing happened.
a friend stop by, and I walk outside, and I found this sweet little hat pin on my porch.
Shut up.
Aw,
Oh,
nice.
You can use
How
it
do you
to
think
pin
that
back
got
the
there,
curtains
Red?
for
That's
your
probably
plant.
Becca's. That's probably Becca's fucking
I'm
hat.
sure it
I
is.
bet Becca knows how it got there. But you know where I found it? It was in my floor mat on the front porch, and like there's all these little holes in the floor mat, and it was in the floor mat like this.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Ooh.
Like that. And I
surprise.
walk out there with my bare feet on, and I look down. And I was like, "Ooh, hey!" And I picked it up. But this is officially
Becca's that's mine.
this is Becca there. That's right.
hers.
There.
Yoink.
Well, Becca, I stepped on the front porch and I found your hat pin for you. If you were
They're
losing it.
finders
It's awesome.
keepers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kind of like
Yeah.
this
Steppers
hat
weep.
pin.
In that instance, it's a
Seems
steppers
nice and
weepers.
small. I think this
Pay
will
for
fit on
that
my
blood.
She's seen
satchel.
your pens, Red. She knows she ain't getting that shit back.
Gotta figure out which bag it's on
Might have
first.
to be mine. Just have to figure out which bag it's on. It's probably the one it's nice and small. It's gonna go on my satchel.
Yeah, I know which bag that's going on, Red.
Put in my little bag.
Gross.
It's going on my little bag. Well, did anyone else do anything cool in their gardens? I planted some outside stuff.
I ate my first strawberry. Well, no, it's not true. My first strawberry from my existing strawberries. I already ate my first strawberry about 3 weeks ago from the strawberries I bought at the greenhouse that already had strawberries on it. But so that was cool. The first strawberry of the year, and it was fucking amazing good. I already have a fucking tomato growing on
Holy
my
cow.
tomato plant. All of my peppers have flowered now and are starting to form peppers. It's fucking batshit crazy, man. I don't know what the fuck. My kale is completely flowered and it looks like some kind of mutant thing. I'm going to get a video of this weird thing. This like grew up and then bent over. And now it's wound over. Now it's trying to flower or bolt out. I guess they call it.
kale.
Yeah, it's just super. No, not kale. Chard. I'm sorry. It's the chard. It's like the reddish, pinkish chard.
Dude, do you have any rhubarb going? Because that shit is huge.
No, I don't
Right
have
now.
rhubarb going.
My burdock is huge right now.
It's like elephant ear size, man.
My burdock leaves, I can't even fit in the screen. They're seriously like 4 feet long. They're massive. They're huge.
Wait till after this week. This whole week, every single day this week, Monday through Friday, it's like calls for over 50% chance of rain. So
Oh,
after this
yeah.
week,
Hopefully you
the
cut your
is
grass.
gonna be thick as shit. The fucking burdock is going to be fucking amazing. I've been pulling.
I hope
out-
it rains every day.
I do too. And fucking this, I've got carrots coming up already. I've got fucking marigolds coming up everywhere. I got dill from last year popping up in random places. I think I've got volunteer tomato plants growing. It's been cool just seeing shit just popping up on its own.
All the volunteers, dude. I have volunteer sunflowers, volunteer dill, volunteer cannabis, volunteer tomatoes. Everything is popping up right now. It's going live right now.
Oh, the auto that I thought was an auto, I found out was not an auto. So now I have a photo period planted outside, and it's a so that was unexpected. It's
In the
not
ground?
best, yeah, in the ground, not in the best
Nice.
spot. It's close to the fence, closer to the fence than I'd like it if it was a photo period, but whatever. And
That sparkle
yeah,
face.
that sparkle face. Yep, and that's
Oh,
snow cane times the spice, which is a biscotti cross, I believe. So I'm excited about that. And then, so what my plan is probably in July, I'm gonna just go take 4 or 5 clones off of it, and then I'll bring them inside to run, and then see how big of the plant. If it's just getting big where I won't be able to keep it under control, I'm just gonna cut it down before it even starts to flower.
Okay,
But I'll
so
take all the clones off of it first.
go over your what you do when you bring a cut from inside or from outside inside.
It's the
You-
same
you-
thing as I do is I bring it in from any cut in from.
Just treat it with some
I just do a sulfur dunk. So
sulfur.
yeah, so a tablespoon in a gallon of water, and or I think it's 2 tablespoons in a gallon of water, and then no, I do 1. 2 is what I do for anything bigger than a cutting clone.
Gotcha.
But a little cutting, I half it to 1 tablespoon per gallon, and a cutting. And so I'll take that cutting and I'll just dunk the whole fucking thing in it, so it's submerged in the sulfur, and I actually use them to stir it. So I'll even put it in there and just use them to
A
stir
little
it.
whisk,
Yeah,
cannabis
and then,
whisk. Okay.
yeah, and then I'll plug them. So
Well, that's good to know because I'm gonna be doing some Primal Punch F2s this summer outside. So we'll be taking cuts off those.
hell yeah. If you have anything, I would encourage you, even if you had like a little 5-gallon pot, and just put like a whatever, a water only soil that you can buy in a bag somewhere, and any cutting that you like, your F1 primal putt, something that's a keeper that you want to keep around, but it might be getting a little old and you might be thinking that it needs to be rejuvenated even a little bit. I would encourage you to veg one outside and pull a clone off of it in July and bring that,
Really?
and pull that one inside and run it against the ones you got inside and see if you notice a difference.
Right on, I will.
Yeah, I always when I can, I would always do that. Like if I had an outdoor crop going and I had like 12 plants out there, I'd make sure I had all my keepers out there. Then in July, I'd go out there and pull clones off them and bring them back inside. And I always felt like they got the UV sun or whatever the hell it is. It makes them tougher. I think it's a boost to the immune system. And usually outside, I try to take the clones when they're just like, when you go out there and you can just look at the plant and be like, holy fuck, this thing is just like super big.
Just grew last night. Yeah.
That's when I grab the clones and then I bring them inside. So anytime in July.
Awesome, man.
When you take your clones, are you trying to just take them off of the bottom, or are you trying to shape the plant out by taking them off the top? Does it even matter?
If it's early in July, I'm taking the best piece of the plant I can find.
So meristem material.
Yeah, usually at the top. But yeah, you can strategically shape your plant at the same time. You know what I mean? Or if you want to top your plant, you know what I mean? That's a good time.
I like those top clones too.
Yep.
The sparkle face you're talking about was from 2020, I believe, and Kingfisher was asking us if we would have 2020 on to discuss autos. I'm sure they would do that, so I'm gonna get a hold of them and
that's a good idea.
ask them.
Do that.
Yeah, he reached out to me and asked if we could do anything, about, a lot of people are interested in autos right now. It does seem to be something that, the people want to know something about. I know I'm going to actually pop some myself. I told Trina, I was like, why not?
Yeah, why not exactly? And
Are you
I'm curious
really
to see
growing
what
the
you're gonna.
campground?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Plant them behind the
Come
On the
along, Lake,
roof.
and check
On the
out
roof.
my auto grow.
I think I want to go down
So
to
funny.
Meyer. They sell, those little sip containers I grow in. They sell like smaller ones, like maybe half size ones. So they're way smaller. But
I
I'm gonna
saw
just
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy like 2 or 3 of those, and I'm gonna just put them on the back porch, and I'm gonna get some of those autos, those 2020 autos. I have a few of them, so I'm just gonna throw them in there and fucking see what happens in a small pot.
Hmm.
You know what? I want to give a shout out to Blue Kiss Gardens. I've been checking out her page, and she's using the kiddie pool right now,
Yep.
and she has the hydrant and everything in there, dude. It's gonna be nice, man. That's
Looking
such a good fucking setup.
Yeah,
I'm
like
getting ready to do it myself with the peppers that Spartan gave me, and
Big lots, pools.
yeah.
I just
Harris
watched
said
what
you can
Abolished
put-
MSC got done with it last year, and like, I mean, that was the proof I needed to know.
Well, all I know was I wanted a container because I want to bring the peppers in for the winter,
Mhm.
but I don't want the downside of having a container, which is watering before and after work, and still having your plants die and stuff in the middle of summer. So hopefully this will help.
Really
Okay.
like her design of having those big like tubes in the actual bed before she filled it up with the hydrant.
Yeah, that's
It's
your
gonna
site
save
tube,
a lot
man.
of. It'll save a lot of surface area because I mean that's one of your bigger costs is like getting a ton of hydrogen to actually fill that thing up. Because if you can fill it up to the top, it's better. But I mean that's costly.
I've seen
Got-
people use that
got-
drainage with holes drilled into the sides.
Yes,
And
yes.
then just snaked back and forth and like completely covering it instead of hydrogen in these big beds that they do outside, or these raised sip container beds outside. And that's what they, and it helps kind of hold the soil up too. Because
I was going to actually ask you about this, dude, because I had
Um,
this idea. I wanted to do a sip style container like a kiddie pool, but in the ground. So I wanted to get like a pool like you would use for koi fish, right, and bury it.
Oh yeah,
But then
okay.
drill a hole in the side of it, like some distance up, as like a, because it's going to get rained in and stuff, right?
Mhm.
So that it'll drain
Yeah.
into the ground.
Yeah, that's where you're going to have an issue.
Yeah, I was
Well, it's
trying
the-
to
it's
figure
the
out how
same-
you could figure that
Well,
out.
it's the
but-
weep hole. It's the same thing as the weep hole in the SIP system too, though, where you just have it so it's got that line, so
Right.
like, it can't go any higher than that. Yeah, it would
So I
work.
guess you could put a
My-
sump pump. You could put a little sump pump down there with a float valves that
at the
takes
right
on-
level.
Yeah, once it gets so high, it just fucking dumps.
So that was
Yeah,
the
we
only
were-
downside I could see to burying it was that, you know,
We went around and drilled a hole, let's say about 6 inches up from the bottom of the kiddie pool all the way around to drain it in case it rained for too long.
You could sink it like almost all the way in, but leave it just 6 inches above the ground, and that 6 inches draw the hole. You'd have to have just a little bit.
sure.
Just
I don't
give you
know, but it's a
little bit of an
badass.
air-
It's
at least
a
something
slick
of an air
setup,
gap.
man.
It'd be a cool idea for like a
We'll do a-
permanent sip style raised,
I would make sure I do a
container.
lot of holes though, because if any of them get plugged, you're fucked. So just make sure you get a lot of holes all the way around.
I've been kind of spitballing and thinking of, instead of going and getting a ton of different pots this year, is actually just getting a fabric to throw over the top of the wicking bed and then filling that up with soil and running it from there. And then she can plant whatever she wants in rows and nice little, make it look real neat instead of a bunch of random grow bags.
Yeah, you could use one big bag. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or just one, whatever, 50-gallon or 100-gallon bag.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Noof has a decent idea. He says sequence, dig a larger area 2 feet around it and fill it with pea gravel or crushed. Also, the base of it needs a few inches of for drainage. A little extra work, but it would be nicely. Okay, that worked.
Yeah. Now you're talking about a lot of work. But yeah, that would be, you would do just like what they do for a drain field, basically. So you would so picture your submerged pool as your tank. What do they call that? Septic tank. That's your septic tank. And then what comes out of the septic tank, the overflow of the septic tank goes into like a drain field. So you'd have to just do, dig out a little drain field, dig out a little space under the ground, and then put gravel in there so it drains real easy. And hopefully you don't have trees around that area to fill it in with roots, and you'd be cool. That should work. It's a lot of fucking work though. You're talking excavating and shit now. Fuck all that.
Gives me some cool ideas though for what I could do.
Yeah.
He's younger than us, Spartan. Let him get out there with that shovel and get to
Right.
digging.
For a permanent,
Dude, I dug
that would be
a
permanent
cool
solution.
thing.
That would be a permanent solution for sure.
Yeah.
And
I
that would
made
be
a
cool as
hobbit
fuck if you
house
could
at my
do-
last place.
What's a
I
hobbit
don't
house?
know if I
Oh,
ever
that's
told you
awesome.
guys about this, but I dug a hole that was like 10 by 10 by like 8 feet deep, and then made a room with a door, right? That was inside of the ground, and then buried it. So
Like
it was like a
Root cellar.
Kind of like a root cellar, but I did it all by hand with shovels and some buddies for the
What?
kids.
It
Yeah, the
was just
kids and
soil
stuff.
then? Or did you have to like shore up the soil with like something wood?
No, yeah, it was all wood. We built it all in wood inside of it. Yeah,
Oh, nice. Okay.
Damn.
yep. So I could shovel some stuff. That's why I keep having shoveling ideas. That's
Right,
a skill I know that
shoveling.
I've got. I can shovel.
The shit shoveling king of them all. Sequence
That's right.
underscore MI.
You know,
Dig your way out of it.
Dig your way up out of this one.
Uncle Rick asks us, big buds versus small buds, what is the difference? Higher THC content, more terpene development, etc.
Personally, let me do this. Personally, big buds are much easier to trim, but they're kind of a pain in the ass to dry, especially if they're outdoors. You're going to have to deal with some issues with that. At the same time,
depends on leaf to calyx ratio.
that was the second part. Exactly. I
Well,
don't
I'm
want to
kinda
trim a bunch
wondering-
of grapefruit, little grape nuts and shit, man. That's a pain in the ass. I spend more time trimming than I do anything else.
I'm wondering if Rick is asking this question in relation to different strains or different buds on the same plant. You know what I mean? Because it changes the answers. Because the plant that is normally has bigger buds than the other one would be different. But the bigger buds versus smaller buds on one plant is kind of an interesting conversation.
Well, I think most
don't
of us
think
can say
it's
we know what fills a
size.
bag quicker, right?
I don't think it's the
Well-
size of the bud. I think it's the
Magic in it?
distance from the light.
Come on, painted lady. Damn it.
I think the
I
distance
had a
from the
Hershey
light-
Kiss in my mouth, or I would have. I just was finishing it.
Because
Here's
you know what
my
I'm saying?
thing
The
with-
ones closest to the light seem to be the highest THC unless you've taken it too far. And then it seems to be less so as you go down. That's why like outdoors they do the three harvest on the same plant. They take the tops
Okay.
and then you know what I mean? So I think it's like the exposure to the light is the more the culprit than it is the size of the bud per se. But the size is kind of like a after effect, you know? When you're getting more light, you're gonna get bigger. Usually. But like what you were saying
Very
too,
cool.
the other aspect of it though is it like on this, like a big bud cultivar versus a small bud cultivar, or even the same cultivar that's been trained versus not trained, where you get the one big central color as opposed to many smaller colors. Is there a
Right.
difference? That I don't even know, man.
Yeah, that's another good question.
I think that comes down to the grower and trimmer, especially, like if you're not the trimmer and you're hiring someone like Madam Euphoria, she's down to trim whatever. Nice plug right there. Real quick one. Just throw it in there.
I'm sure the rate's better if it's easier and you're going to get your shit done faster too. So,
It's still going to take the same amount of trimmer hours for sure.
yeah, if you pick the right strains, you're going to, make everybody happier always. Foe by Foe asked, do we top after we've weaved through a scrog or before?
Anytime.
I always, usually before and after, kind of.
Anytime before 12:12.
Kind of situational, right? Like if he was growing above his net, and like why would you, if you had the space, why would you top it? Just throw up another net, and fill that out. But yeah, beforehand I like to top if I'm gonna fill out a net. At least one time before you start, branching it through or running it through the net.
I agree. I like to top it at least once before it even hits a nut.
Yeah, I think you want to be able to spread it out and
You're gonna need
have
enough
branches, and you need nodes.
Fill that net.
Fill that net.
Yeah, I don't do any topping after I scrog.
No, then you just drop a second scrog on it if you needed to. You know what I mean? If it starts getting too wild and woolly on you.
Yeah, I don't do any topping once I'm in flower. And I don't do any scrogging in veg because I'm moving my plant. So otherwise, I start scrogging on day one if I can. But sometimes I let them grow a little bigger. Depends on how big they are. Cultivar to cultivar.
Right.
Some plants I don't even scrog just because of the way they grow.
Pretty cool when you know the actual cut too, because you know what it's going to do when you flip it, so you can like time it with your net without wasting any time. Because when you're running a new strain, you don't know what it's going to do when you flip it, so you're making sure you got that net completely filled out. But a cut you've been running for years, you can time that shit and save yourself a month sometimes.
I don't usually even net until I get into the flower. I'm not even using the net until week 1, week 2 of flower is when I'm putting my first net in usually. But I have 2 different rooms. I'm going from a veg room to a flower room. If I was in the same space, sure, I'd probably put it on early. It'd probably help.
I'm probably going to throw a net up again, even though I hate working around them inside the tents. Because when I chopped on the GMOs today, I had tips literally flop down, like the actual tip was touching some rice hulls, and it freaked me out a little bit. I almost lost a good cola to a bunch of rice hulls.
Yeah, you don't want to touch your tip on there, dude.
Tip
Yeah.
free.
Was it only the tip or just the tip?
Good question. Good question.
So it wasn't the rest of the just the tip of the cola.
Just the tip of the tip. Just the very tip.
That's all it
Perfect
takes.
flop.
Sometimes.
Remember that. That's all it
Perking up.
takes. Nick asks,
Remember that.
Nick asks, with some of the stronger LEDs such as HLG, are you really not getting the most out of your room without CO2? I would say yes. With all good lights, really. If you add CO2, it'll give you more headroom for more light and more nutrients.
But you won't notice, I would say, as big of a difference if you were lacking somewhere else before you add the CO2. It's kind of one of the things you add at the end or near the end.
Yeah. Have all your perimeters set and dialed in prior
Okay.
to adding CO2.
Yeah, your room will be as good as its its most limiting factor. So if you're most limited by temperature, or a CO2 will help a little with temperature actually, but if you're most limited by most factors, then some of the finishing things won't help as much.
Yeah, dial your environment in before you.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say the CO2 wouldn't help. I was saying is that you wouldn't see as big of a difference.
Right. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
It can be almost like a crutch, right? Like you can see the improvements, but it's like covering up a problem. Like if you corrected that problem and then got CO2, you'd see way better results.
The same stuff is true for nutrients. Like your plant's only going to grow as good as its least efficiency. And then, if it needs nitrogen, it's not going to grow more than that. So, it's kind of the same deal, except for an environment related version of that.
Well, to follow that up, Joshua Merriman was wanting to know how close you can get a HLG 600, the R spec.
Depends on a million factors. But it says on their website there's probably recommended. I don't know. I'm assuming it's.
I think it says 18 to 36. Because the 650R says 36 inches or 30 inches minimum between the plant. When I ran the 600 watt LED, I ran it at 18 inches all the time.
Did you see any bleaching from that?
Occasionally, but that's just from not, you got to stay on it. If you try to keep your lights that close, you got to move your lights all the time. And if you don't, you run into that.
Oh, I have some bleach tips right now on some platinum garlic. So
yeah, or you run a bunch of different plants next to each other, and you always have the one that's taller, right? And you got to decide, are these 5 going to get optimal light, or is this one going to get optimal light? And usually you opt to let the one get, a little bit more light than it likes, because it's a numbers game.
I think it's strain specific too, because my lemon Jeffrey will go right up into my 550 and it has no problem at all. So I think it's really strain dependent.
It's like pushing right up against the top of it there.
Almost. I mean, it wasn't quite touching. I didn't quite let it touch it, but it was within 6 inches. So it had no problem, no bleaching, no stress, no heat problems at all.
I think GG4 is kind of like that too. GG4 can take a lot of light. I don't remember bleaching any GG4 ever. I mean, I've never had it grow into the light or anything, but I've gotten it for sure pretty close. Within like what you were just saying, like 8 inches or something, for sure I've gotten it pretty much like that. But it's not something I try to do.
No, my GMO did it to me.
Yeah,
I had 3 spots on the GMO.
Gorilla Glue gets tall, it just fucking falls over.
Yeah, once he gets the weight, she's going down.
And
That's why you want
hot,
that
the buds will stretch out kind of and like
super foxtaily.
Yeah. I'm trimming on GG4 right now. Doc's GG4. It's fucking fire, man.
See, it's a sticky one, man.
I heard something. Doc's Heard Doc's GG4. Whoa.
Bring it for lunch.
Yeah,
I'll bring
man.
it for lunch.
Lunch break.
I'll bring it for lunch. Wow, how cool!
Yes,
How Tara,
please.
What a
Oh my
great
gosh,
job,
this is
right?
gonna be so freaking great.
what a
Oh my
cool
god.
conversation that is.
Tara's
So-
just gonna walk around with a permagrin tomorrow.
I literally texted in the other day and I was like, well, so what do I need to pick up? Should I bring some stuff up with me? Do I need to get rosin? What do I need to pick up before I come up there? And he was like, you don't need anything. It's
Got you. We got
gonna be
you.
awesome. I can't even stop even seriously. The whole way up here, I was laughing and giggling in the car that I just, I just can't believe that this is where I'm at. I really can't. I mean, I'm
Well,
thankful.
you earned it for sure. Lots of hard
And-
work and
Hard work does pay off, and I just good karma and good people. We have a good group. We have a great group. I don't want to say a good group. We have a great group. So this is more than just good karma and that. This is good people. We have a great group around us, and we have a great support system. And you guys really, you have no clue how much you helped me. Really.
are we gonna get you to cry again?
I was
Nope.
just gonna get her with that too, bro.
Nope, it's not
Do it,
Saturday
do it.
morning. I'm not crying.
She used
I
to
love
cry
you
at
guys,
every wake and
seriously.
bake show.
I seriously love you guys. And, I sat with you the other day. You know how I feel about everybody, and you
Yeah,
know how I
absolutely.
feel about things. You guys are my family. And no matter what, anybody wants anything from me, I got you. I'm right there. 100%. And I think everybody knows that about me. So,
Except for Skilbo. She talked mad shit about you, Skilbo.
yeah, right.
Man.
I can't say anything bad because when I needed that 190 to make my gallon of tincture, Tara was right there with the goods, man. So thank you,
But,
as always.
I help you out, and look what you're going to do to help my kid out. You went out of your way to do. Okay. So I got to shout Skill out right now. So I love his roller balls. I love them. I've got everybody that I know loving them too. My son is one of the biggest ones right now. He's got, for a young kid, he's got a lot of aches and pains. He's a welder. He works hard. So he's like, Mom, I need more of this. And I was like, I know, we need to take a bath in it. I know. And he's like, no, he's like, what about a spray bottle? And I was like, I don't know. I said, I'll talk to him. I said, I don't know if that's something that's going to be feasible, or if it's even, if it's even worth it. You don't know. So Skilbo went out of his way, figured it out, and we're going to be getting some sprayer bottles for my son soon. That's going to be coming in the mail, and it's going to help him out. And I'm so thankful.
Oh yeah.
The shit we do for our kids.
Yeah, man.
Sprayer bottles?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yep.
boy, I need in on this action.
55
Dude,
gallon drum.
I have.
Yeah,
I
the
already have
foliar.
Tara's two are already done and set aside, I
We're
used to
R&D
have
in
one.
it, R&D in it.
Dude, when I made it before, this is probably 2-3 years ago, when I was working a whole shit ton of hours still in kitchens, and I bought, how you can get like the really tall amber bottles. So I got one that was an 8-ounce bottle.
Like
And
the
I
ones you
made
put like a fetus in or whatever.
No, not that big, not the Hannibal Lecter size ones. The Hester Moffat for the movie buffs out there. No, so I took this 8-ounce bottle of it, and so I made a rollerball recipe for 8 ounces, and this thing had like a black Windex style like sprayer on it, man, where you turn the knob, and dude, it was righteous, man. But that 8-ounce thing went like crazy because I would just make it fucking rain on myself, man, before I'd go to work. All right, let's go.
Well, that's what I'm afraid he's going to do too, but we're going to try it and see. You never know. We'll see. It's worth a try, I think. You never know.
It works, yeah.
Just don't make it smell like patchouli.
I know.
No. Well, now that you are in the same state as me, we should meet up. So there you go. It'll be easier.
Yes. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you too, Tara. It's a love fest up here at the Bro Show Live, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We do have some questions still to go over, right, Sequence? We have a couple more. We do have hash time coming up in 13 minutes.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you haven't given us a chance to go back out and like the stream, that way we can fill the chat with even more people and get more shit going for the community.
Says
Red.
Astro Charlie, who's a new member last month or this month, says, weird question. Been looking for a scent or a terp catalog, a collection of jars or something that I can physically smell. It's my best bet just researching and collecting my own samples. And this is something we've talked about a lot, but I don't know how everyone else wants to cover it. We used to just say you can go to provisioning centers and try all of the different different names. You can obviously sample different things that your friends have. I think that's the easiest way. What would you
Here's
guys
the
do?
thing about terpenes and trying to purchase them. They are very, very, very expensive.
Well, I'm thinking not. Yeah, well, they're looking for a scent
Actually,
catalog, not necessarily
yeah.
their own terpenes.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like if they want to know what GG4 smells like, you can go buy it at a provisioning center and figure out, that's your physical sample of GG4. And you can do that with all the different strains.
It's actually something I used to try to get the local dispensary to do like many years ago, because I would like to go in there and they would have like one of the caregivers and the bigger growers or whatever were all working together. There was a huge selection of product there, so they had tons of stuff on $10 gram special. So you can go in there with $100 and try 10 different strains. And it always the bud tenders would always act like it's such a pain in the ass to do all that, and I do understand that. But I always thought it'd be such a cool idea to have like a sampler pack ready at dispensaries for people so they can do that. They can try a wide range in one bang right there and see, what works for them.
Metric
For
won't
whatever, $100, that'd be 10 different strains to try.
Metric won't allow you to mix tags, so you would be able to do that.
Okay. There we go. Over regulating, ruining
Exactly.
medicine again.
Every day, brother. Every day they do.
I'd like to know more about what his intent is, because if he's looking to be able to like improve himself, like he wants to be able to smoke, or he or she, I guess I'm assuming here, but if they wanted to like be able to pull those flavors out when they're smoking it and be like, oh, that's what that is or whatever, I would like look up the flavor wheels, because it kind of helps you.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that you're along the lines of what he's trying to do, Spartan.
yeah, I mean, that's free. I mean, you can look up these flavor wheels on the internet, and they have things like it starts out with like 4. Okay, is it sour, or I don't even know what the examples are off the top of my head, but
Right,
there's 4
sour
choices.
or earthy or those sorts of things.
Fruity or whatever, and then you pick, and then from that there's more choices, and then it helps you narrow it down and pick out these flavors. So if that's what you're looking for, to just try to fine tune things or help you train it in your mind, I would just Google like a flavor wheel or terpene wheel or something similar to that, and look for one that is similar to what I just described.
Thank you, Family Farms, for becoming a member, Grosky member.
The logistics would be really hard, but I always thought it'd be cool too to have like an actual sample of a bud when you got a pack of seeds, so you could try it right there or something like that. But there's no way they'd be able to keep it fresh for how long seeds sit around and whatnot.
Tony Baloney asked us, when is the best time to add alfalfa and barley for our soil folks?
All right, I would be like that would be like when you're looking to add some nitrogen, because the barley is going to help drive the breaking down of the alfalfa, and the alfalfa is bringing nitrogen, but it also brings a lot of like micronutrients at the same time, and some plant growth hormones like tricantanol.
Yeah.
So that's all stuff that you want happening in the veg cycle. It's not something you want a lot of in the flower cycle. So if you're going to do that, I would do it early on. Like I wouldn't even do it late veg. So, well, maybe I would. Maybe I would do it up until, the last week of veg. I wouldn't do it after that. I'm just worried about tricantanol making the plant do weird things in flower.
Right, yeah, and it definitely does sometimes. You can get a lot of extra branching and stuff too if you overdo it.
I used to throw barley and flour though back in the day when I believed in the you wanted to go more fungal dominant in flour. So I would throw that in there.
Yeah, I do barley. I just not the alfalfa is what I'm saying. I would cut the alfalfa, but yeah, for sure. I do barley like every week. Every week, yeah, every Tuesday I put a half a cup on my 1.5 cubic feet ish of media.
Do you know the MPK of barley? Or, you know,
There's not an MPK on the bag. I don't know.
I'm
I haven't
curious.
considered it. It's mostly carbon, but I'm sure there's got to be some kind of a mineral input.
Right. Well, Family Farm said that they use it every 2 weeks as well. I was curious what you guys are putting it on.
Well,
you
I'm
know.
using malted barley, so it's not even a plant, right? So it's like the seed. It's like the germinated seed. So it's like,
Oh, right.
I don't know. I mean, there might be some micronutrient, but I can't imagine it would be super.
It's like
maybe
the
it's-
0.1, 0.03, that kind of thing.
Barley, yeah, barley's not strong. It would be like less than 111, wouldn't you think, Torrin? I don't know. I've never seen like numbers on
I've
it.
never saw an MPK on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know. I'm going back and forth on it. I don't know. Some seeds have high nitrogen in them, but I don't know.
What do you think about it when you do a nice barley top dress? You get a white mycelial fur across the top of the soil pretty quick
Right.
sometimes. So there's got to be something in there for them.
Well, it's the what's it called, lignin or whatever. It's the shit that bacteria can't even break down. It's like it's all like the husky shit, and it's all the like the I don't know, but that's what the fungus is using to break down, is all that. I kind of like it. I kind of like the little shelled, because the stuff that I got from Builder Soil is called, I think they called it shattered, I think is what they called it.
Like
So there's all this
thing.
like husk and shit that comes with it too. It's not just the fine powder. It acts almost like a top dress, like a mulch almost. So it helps. It has more food for the fungus.
Well, going back on that, sometimes, I mean, because what I do is I just buy the malted barley, and then I fill the top of my coffee grinder, pulse it. I sometimes turn it into a flour for younger plants. One of the things about it is if I go heavy with it, because I have gone heavy with it in the past, it will create almost like a crust on top of your soil where it gets like kind of a hard cap on there, and then the water will run over top of it. But you don't need to turn it into flour per se. So that crack stuff like you're talking about, you're still getting good mycelium growth and everything else, right?
Well, I'm really after, I mean, honestly, what I'm really after is when I'm adding the barley, it's just and I'm doing it every week, is just I'm trying to push the whole not nitrogen, the whole
enzymes?
the whole nutrition. It is an enzyme, so it's pushing the whole nutrition cycle. It's
Making things
breaking
available,
down the
right.
organic material and making it plant available more quickly. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just doing like a once a week push. I'm just making sure to push and make sure everything is breaking down and there's more plant available nutrition in there. And then the fungal activity that I get from that is just like an added bonus. You know what I mean? It helps with the tilth of the soil, and it helps with like the water retention, honestly, of it. It just seems to hold water way better.
I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, it does.
But yeah, so I think I'm using it when I'm applying it, and the way I'm applying it, at least the idea behind it when I'm doing it is I'm just trying to like, I'm using it as an enzyme product mostly.
That makes sense. That's the application I think that I've most commonly heard it being used for.
Hey, Yeti.
Yeti, you made it in
What
time
is
for
up,
hash
Hashtag,
time.
man.
I know. Stoked on that. I'm sorry I'm late.
No
Was
sweat,
over
man.
at
I
the
know
old
you're
farm.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah, getting a tour of the old farm
I heard
there,
hash
man.
time.
They're really popping off.
I didn't miss hash time. Okay.
Red's Pavlovian response to hash time.
Red's cracking me up.
We had a crazy experience there right before leaving. Some angry deer chased my friend's dog out of the forest and like totally like
Made him his bitch.
You muted yourself.
my bad. Yeah, fucking female deer, like totally just fucking pissed at my friend's dog, chased him out of the woods and like knocked him over. We were all just standing there shocked. Like it sounded like a tree falling in the woods, then looked like another dog chasing his dog, and then turns out to be this full-grown deer.
Just like ramming his dog.
Yeah, like flipped him over and fucking stomped on him. I had to like
That
yell
was
at him.
not Bambi's mom.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Would have been out there beating that fucking deer's ass.
Bill wasn't fucking around.
It we were all just like in shock. We couldn't even believe that shit.
Shit's
Like
getting
that
violent in the
lady
woods, man. The woods, is
bear.
the hoods.
Right?
You guys
Yeah, and
see
then I
that
guess it
video
was
with
like,
that lady with the bear punching the bear.
Oh
off
my
the-
gosh, I saw that.
yeah.
That was
That
wild.
was a
Totally me.
17-year-old kid.
What did you see?
Daddy,
that
was it another dog like your dog? Was it a little tiny dog?
No, farm dog. He's like an
Oh,
Aussie
it was a
style.
farm dog.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Dude, those
Yeah.
Aussie cattle dogs can take a
God
fucking
damn.
trouncing too, man.
I was saying if a cattle dog or
Yeah.
something like that would try to put up a fight. Typically,
I'd be bringing a stick or something. I wouldn't be just going bare-fisted in there.
Just
I'd be
never
bringing
forget
something to
that
equalize it.
the blue healer / Timmins biter / Australian cattle dogs are meant to herd fucking bulls and stuff by biting them. That's how they got their name. They have kind of fearless little fuckers.
Yeah, that's how we
exactly.
ended up with our dog. Unfortunately, he was the bad farm dog, but we took him in. We rescued him, but he's exactly like you say. He's the one that turns around and bites you in the butt. It's just like his fucking nature, man.
Yep, that's how it goes.
I need
Yeah.
Skilbo for my dog. Can I hire you?
Yeah, man.
While I've been gone, my one dog has really gotten bad.
Because you know what it is? It's
She
not
told
about
me
me
about
really,
this.
It's not really about me training the dogs. It's about me training Tara. That's the real secret to dog training. It's
I
just not
know,
about
it's
training the
me.
dogs. It's about
I
training
need
the
the
owners.
training. I know. Everybody tells me I'm the problem. So I totally accept it and I can be trained. I need to be trained. I need to help my dog because I need her with me. So I know she's a good girl and she's so lovey. That's the whole point. She's so lovey. I mean, she like hooks her paws around me and it's just like, oh, I'm not letting go. And I know it's separation anxiety and she's been away from me, but she's got some bad habits and I need Skilbow.
Well, the dog will be where the camper is, so I'll get to meet your dog and give you some tips. Oh, Dan, look at you
Looking
showing
good,
it
Dan.
off. Is that primal?
Yes, it is.
I love
Oh.
that stuff so much.
I love it. Oh,
I still have a little bit left
gonna
myself.
be mine soon.
Tomorrow morning.
Ooh, that was
Tomorrow
close.
morning.
That was close, Dan.
Did you see that?
Oh my God,
Weeble
nice
wobble,
fucking
weeble
save.
wobble.
Yeah, man.
You're awesome.
Woo.
I played it off. Big old fucking damn.
I'll do a big one with you, Dan.
Hashtag.
Hold start. I gotta mute the microphone.
Dan's over there flexing with the black nitrile gloves, dude. Those
Yeah,
things are like
$27 a box, yo.
Is that those
27 bucks, man.
as for the auto worker dudes, mechanics and shit?
ridiculous.
I got a box of those.
Fuck, man.
Dude, even at
Shit's too
GFS, they
frosty.
went up to fucking $20 a box.
Those are the Darth Vader gloves.
Ridiculous.
Got
What
some that
the
like
hell?
go up over your wrists that are kind of nice too. Kind of keep your hands dry.
I like
Fancy
those
patch
too.
that Getty got.
Yeah, I like those a lot.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. I am already
Cheers,
properly
everyone.
stoned, so it's good for me. Make sure that if you don't get enough of us tonight, you come back through tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late sesh. Get to hang out with Spartan and Painted Lady and Red. If he's not too busy, he'll be able to hang out with us. You're going to be free tomorrow night, Red?
I might be in a hotel room.
Oh,
Or
hey,
yeah, I'll probably
Hey.
be in a hotel room.
Ooh.
flexing. Fuck your Monday
Nice.
nights.
Role playing.
Well, no, I mean, I
Red,
might be able to,
Red, do you got room for a +1?
I don't know. Maybe come on out. Let's party. Let's start
Maybe.
partying.
Listen to me. Maybe.
Hotel room.
All right, I've got some red setter hash right here that I have been. I've
Oh.
had this since
That's
South
a
Haven.
full thing. Look at that thing.
I have held on to this since South Haven. I have babied it and babied it and babied it.
Which one
So
is it? The
I don't
mixed
even
one?
know. It's a
The
mix.
big
Oh
mixed
yeah,
one?
it's the mix. Yeah, it's the
Oh.
mix.
Night, Tara.
Thank you.
That's what Skilbo smoked before he missed the.
I got
late
to
sesh.
work in the morning, so
Dude,
I
oof.
need to be
Perfect.
night.
Perfect.
Okay. You will be well rested, I guarantee.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That was quite
Oh.
the dab booger there sequence.
Yeah,
The
my
last
tool
time
just
that
fell on the
Skilbo
floor.
had this, he
Oh.
missed a show and scared us all.
That sounded
Good
bad.
Shit everywhere too, bro.
Was that a flex sequence? You say your tools hitting the floor, bro?
Yeah, I did, dude. It's probably all dirty now.
Nice flex.
I fucking hate when that happens, man.
I've got a shit ton in here. Oh my.
I've been doing this thing where I've been taking my dab and dipping it in this THCA that I have. So that's what that was a dab rolled in THCA, but it wouldn't focus, so you couldn't see it, unfortunately.
I just smoked the very last of that cured hash rosin from Aaron, the grower, and I already feel my face melting, so that's wonderful.
I can see your face melting.
But
I know.
my lungs are like fucking. My throat's smashed. I don't think I'll smoke again tonight. I've been pushing it too much today.
My tolerance is not horrible, Monk Mang. I just get high all the time, so I can just keep doing it over and over. But I get high easy. I can smoke one joint and be high, or I can do one dab and be high. I just also happen to be able to do 15 more of either of those things.
Oh, speaking of that, you got your. Are you going to take the birthday dab challenge this year? Birthday boy.
Oh shit! Of course he is.
Of course, dude. I've got plenty. I'll line them up. Every year I try to do my age in dabs, so that's the thing that I do. Let's see, the guy that taught me how to grow, his son, we were kind of all a group when we were learning how to grow, and that was kind of the thing he initiated me on, was doing my age in dabs after I started dabbing. So I kept up the tradition, and I've been doing it almost every year.
And the other tradition is to have some big boomers, right?
Big boomers. I haven't ordered them yet, so I probably don't have them. They're probably sold already, sold out.
You know, your boy FCF's gonna hook you up or something.
I think he gave away the other box finally.
Oh, did he?
He had 2 boxes of them, but I think that I heard that they went away. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
Any dabs you doing
Do
this
it.
year before you lead the unicorn brigade down the river?
Before, I don't know if I'm doing it before. I'll probably do them here at home because I'm gonna need.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
afterwards.
I figured you'd have a driver on your birthday.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Maybe I will.
Miss Daisy.
I'm gonna be 32 this year, I think. I forget my age all the time.
Same.
Not me.
A lot of dabs.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Just depends on how big you make them.
retire. I want to get to the
Seriously,
age of
dude.
retirement. Whenever retirement age, that's what I've been looking forward to. That's the next goal for me. I still got a little ways to go.
Reckon that'd be like 10 grand or so if I went for that.
Right.
10 grams.
What is retirement to a person like you though, Spartan? Like doing more of the same stuff you already do, growing plants.
Not having to answer to anybody about any plants that I grow in my life. That would be retirement for me.
I think that's a good goal.
And to focus all of his energy on his own creations rather than somebody
Get
else's.
there, bro.
Absolutely.
And to never have to get up early. He for sure doesn't like.
Yes, yes. Put that at the top of the list.
I don't like getting up early either.
I love getting up early. I was up at like
Ew, man.
6:30 today, I think, something like that.
That's common for the boomers.
Yeah,
Boomas.
and there's lots to do. There's shit to do.
That's it,
Stuff
man.
is nice
shit
and
done.
peaceful in the morning. You can get lots of shit done before all you guys get up.
Yeah.
Sun's up, man. Got to get up.
I'm getting
Or-
it.
I love this time of year when the sun's up that early.
You can eat at the big boy buffet
I already got that worm.
with coffee.
Long
I ate
walk
the big
out.
boy buffet yesterday. Well, not the buffet, but the big boy.
I don't
Oh,
have
it's-
the patience.
Got a couple Rastas.
I don't have the patience to be up and about on the roads when old people are up and about on the roads.
Ooh.
So it works out perfectly that we sleep
Slow
differently.
moving tractor signs are necessary sometimes.
Oh, I still get caught behind them, and I rate it's every time. I
Brings
not
out the
every
Spartan
time.
rage.
Yeah, I'm like it's two things. and
That's a
it's
surprise.
either gonna be an old person, or it's gonna be somebody fucking reading their phone or some shit.
That too.
But it's those two things 99.99% of the time.
But can I shout out a couple Rastas for a sec?
Yes.
Number one,
please do.
Rasta Bob for my cool hat. Thank you so much. And then Rasta Jeff for sending a surprise package while I was visiting the rents in Florida. And sent me some biscotti arise, which sounds pretty yummy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that sounds
apparently
really
he
good.
tells me nobody has this. And so he's super excited that I'm going to pop these. And it is Jack Tripper, Lemon Skunk, and Jack the Ripper.
Dude, I love the name. That is such a
Oh,
shout out to Three's
too.
Company,
That sounds
man.
fantastic.
I love
That's
it.
sweet.
Jack
Yeah.
already has pretty some lemon in it too, so that should be a really lemony strain. That should
That
be
should
really
be
good.
great.
Yeah, I'm stoked. So, because
Yeah,
I
it
love
would be too.
lemon. Lemon is probably one of my favorite, the limonene is probably one of my favorite terps. So keep an eye out for those because I'm going to put these in some paper towel probably tonight. And
Nice.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and he's super stoked for those to hit the internet, he said. So pictures to come. I'm super
I bet that
excited. And
biscotti is a fire one.
Oof.
Biscotti, I feel like, is a great plant. Like super high bud to leaf ratio, just like really pretty. And then the terps are really nice on it too. I got a good feeling about that pack.
I've only had Mitten Canico's biscotti, and I liked it a lot. So I'm stoked for both of them. Yeah, so they're both going to go in water or in paper towel tonight.
I would like to grow something
yeah.
lemons coming up from one of you guys, whoever's got the rip on it, man.
I've
I'm
got
not
That
good
one
with
that,
my
I'd be
terps.
excited about that one with the painted ladies got. Shit.
Oh,
No, that one right
The
now.
lemon.
The one she just showed us. That
Oh
Jack
yeah.
lemon,
Tripper?
that Jack the Ripper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack
I'd
Tripper.
be all
Tripper.
over that
Yeah.
one too.
Jack Tripper.
Jack Tripper.
A
Yeah.
lot of Jack terps. I could see that already.
I like
Jack
Jack.
the Ripper. I remember was real strong. Jack terps also.
I'm stoked. So cheers to Rasta Jeff and Rasta Bob for both of those things. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
That's
chat brings up
super
that
cool.
Jack the Ripper has the THCV. It's noted for the THCV, so that'd be a cool thing to. I forgot about that, but yeah, I
I
remember
did too.
hearing
That
that.
is a good point.
See if it passes
I'm on the
onto
hunt for
something.
that stuff too.
Man, I can tell you one thing. I that Jack the Ripper even got sequence blazed, and
I agree.
he's normally a dabber. So
When I
that's
used to
some
go
good
to
shit.
dispensaries, that was one of the things that I would usually try to buy. I would look for like Chernobyl or, Jack the Ripper back then. Or, I've always liked White Widow to smoke when you can find the real shit, if anybody remembers that one. But
Oh yeah.
Chernobyl's the one that kind of got away from me.
yeah,
The citric reminds me of it a little bit. But
Oh,
Chernobyl's
Oh, I
still
love the
way better.
citric. I love it.
Way better.
Live it.
Supposedly that Liberty Haze I have is a lime like that, and it's Chem Dog
Did
and
that-
G13.
did that citric
Ooh,
drive by
that'll
your
be
house
nice
today,
to see.
Sequence?
Yeah. That
Oh, no.
G13's got a bottle.
Fuck. Damn it,
Mm.
man.
I have some orange haze, something that somebody sent me that's going right now.
Orange
It's still in
haze.
veg.
Mm.
Orange haze, something. OHN, I think it was on there. I'll have to look again. But anyhow, that it's supposed to be like a 10-week sativa or something. So like a fast finisher for a sativa. So I'm excited about that. See what that's all about.
Haze,
I'm a-
man.
Dude, I'm in a race against time. We are going to be moving imminently. I have plants that are on day 43 in flower.
Oh man.
I'm like,
Oh.
fuck, man. So I've
Oh,
got to
no.
disassemble all these grows and everything. And
You can do it, dude.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with flying colors, but I don't know what's going to make it, what's not going to make it through the whole thing. We'll see what happens. But no matter
Sounds
what,
like you're
I
harvest-
have to wait though. I don't want to take shit down at
Yeah,
like
don't
day
harvest.
53. That's way,
Just put them in a
Harvest-
U-Haul truck, dude. I've done that.
dude. It's a 4x8 bed. We've already established how many
Yeah.
hundreds of pounds this monster weighs.
I know.
fucking harvest it for
Dig 'em
turps
up.
and wash it all.
Just pick that shit up and take it up the stairwell.
Wash it all, like
Dig
Dan
up the
said.
Wash it
plant
all.
and
Fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
Wash it. Fresh frozen.
That's what I would do.
Put that shit
Fucking
in the
harvest it
freezer.
for turps and wash it.
Wow.
Fuck
Yeah. I mean,
Just
that's a
did that
simple
for a
solution.
guy with his Jedi Kush. He ended up having to move, so he had to harvest his shit right away. And we ended up washing it, saving his crop, and he was able to. It was a little racy, but
It's a
I imagine.
it was really good, man. I mean, oh my god, it was the clearest rosin I've ever made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that color is insane. Was
Yeah,
return
man.
there? Was return all right for him?
Yeah, it was really great, man. We
That's
had
awesome.
32 grams and we got 29 back out.
Wow.
39 going into press, 29 came out. So
There you
it
go.
was fucking great.
That's awesome.
That was
Yeah.
Jedi Kush.
That's a really clean wash.
You know what I want to know is, Yeti, what's the best thing that you've washed this week?
This week, kind of still recovering from last week, but I did just go in on a batch of GMO earlier, which is pretty fun. First time working with that, and honestly, I was a bit skeptical with the starting material as far as like how it looks.
Yeah,
but it really
crazy.
performed in the wash, man. It really held up well, and
That was your first time washing GMO?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a shocker to me.
That's pretty shocking, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of crosses that have it in there, but yeah, never by itself.
But you're
And
right.
yeah, I wasn't getting much of a smell on the fresh frozen material, but I mean, the hash it smells awesome. It's like just like it should be. I'm really excited to try it out. That's for a good buddy of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, the ZE Pebbles was like a real cool like Skittles terp profile that like kind of reminds me of Runts a little bit, to be honest. And that was just it's kind of an unknown blend, honestly, from a private grower. But yeah, just kicking on those terps on the Skittles like candy profile. It's almost like a cleaner, like a cleaner,
Like that
terp
cleaner
profile.
shit, man.
Yeah,
Everybody
man.
always thinks it's like something like dryer sheets, or it's like, what did you spray by the plants? I'm like, dude, you didn't spray anything by the plants. That's the crazy ass terpene, man.
Yeah, which I
And
actually
then
really like. It
one
brings
guy
me back
blamed
to
it on Ono. He was like, oh, you had Ono too close to it, bro. That must be what it was. No, man. Not Ono.
Right.
No.
It kind of reminds me of like some of like the older OGs that like weren't super earthy, that almost had like kind of like a lemon skunk like cleaner profile almost. I feel like SFV, whenever I would grow that one out, it like wasn't super skunky. It was more of like that, like almost like a cologne is how I described it back then. But
cologne.
That's what this reminds me of now, which is cool. I like it.
You're a car noir.
The black bottle.
Yep. Make sure you overdo it.
Calvin Klein's obsession.
6 pumps.
There's 6. Oh my Lord. My Lanta. If you're not stoned at this point in the show, you're not keeping up with us.
I was just thinking in my head, you guys talking about these old TGA strains. I have one of my favorite ones of TGA was a Vortex I had. I've talked about it before, but it was just amazing. And the more you smoked, the more you got high. There was no ceiling. It was fucking amazing. The only weed that I've ever smoked that was that way. But it was a bad thing, because you'd get to the point to where you'd get swirly and panicky and shit if you kept smoking. Anyhow,
I remember seeing clones of that available at a local dispensary back in, I don't know, like 2015 or 2016. They sold a lot of TGA seeds. It's probably where I got Chernobyl from also.
I had a Chernobyl, around that same time. But it was leafy as fuck, and it was such a pain in the ass to trim. That's why I got rid of Chernobyl.
I never got any big buds off of it.
Yeah, never did. You got a lot of leaves, though. That's for sure.
Leaves.
Not to swerve off of this, but how did that sour diesel turn out that you had taken down last time, Spartan? What about the bud size on it and shit? Did it have the decent size?
Yeah, they're all actually decent and everything, except for they got burned up, some of them that were closer to the lights. So I don't know. I'm trying to make a decision. I'm gonna let them. Damn, Red, you having a fire over there? Fucking smoke.
Good hit.
Out of your lap. Nice.
Yes.
Sorry, I was distracted. Forgot what I was. The sour diesel. Yeah, it's sitting in jars right now. I'm just waiting to cure for about another couple days. Give it a try. See what it smells pretty good. Actually, I brought some to Mom, and it was smelling pretty good when I was packing up. So there's some hope for it. I don't think it's the best I've ever grown. So I love that plant though. It is a slow vegger, but it's fucking so compact and like super. Like I'd never have to give it hardly any support at all. Like I don't have to.
Nice.
It just holds itself up. It's just, I love that about that plant. So, and it's stinky, and veg is stinky all the time. So I love plants that hold the smell. So This
Speaking,
one, go ahead. This one I just hit it with a little bit too much. I took it too far. I took it like 70 fucking days. So the senescence, we'll call it, or whatever, it burned up the leaves and it got all the way into some of the buds, and that, it fucking sucks when that happens.
I've done that shit, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monkbank Productions says, anyone know of any good pinene strains? Is pinene the key to frankincense and haze?
My OGs.
79 Christmas, bud.
That's where I wish Jack Greenstock was lurking in the chat right now.
Frankincense is more spicy. I would say it's like a beta
Yes.
caryophyllene or something. I don't think it's.
He may as well be with us, Painted Lady. You've got the book.
I don't think frankincense is.
It just arrived last week. I'm super excited to get it. We could look it up.
Pinene is like one of the most prominent terpenes in nature. It's in many, many, many.
I know when I have to mow the grass, I have a bunch of pine trees at the other property. And anytime that I have to mow, I try to cover my face because it makes me instantly start coughing. And that's one of the good things about the medicinal side of the pinene things, is that you can use it as an expectorant. So you can use it to help free you from chest congestion and everything else. It's going to cough like crazy, but that's part of it.
I have a sad looking pine tree in my front yard. It's pretty tall. And I was trimming some of the dead branches out of the underneath of it because I was tired of when I mowed around it getting cut up by them fucking branches. And I'm looking up on these branches, looking up the stalk from underneath this pine tree. And I'm seeing spots on these branches on the way down where it looks like something's dripping on it and pouring off. And then I'm seeing like drips with sun shining through it and shit. I'm all high looking at it all, like amazed and shit. But it's like sappy shit. Pine tar, like dripping off this fucking. So, and I look up, it's like, I don't know how far it's coming from, but I mean, as far up as I can see, I can see branches with shit dripping on it, just seeping this fucking tar. I was like, wow, there's a lot of terps right there. I just, finished what I was doing or whatever, but I thought it was so cool to just see it like literally just like what I was picturing. It looked like an upside down fucking trichome, basically, the way that the water drip was sitting in there and suspended in the sunlight. That's what caught my eye. But
some kind of pine tar stalactite or some shit, man.
I was just thinking, how awesome would that be if your plants did that shit? It just fucking started
just
leaking.
oozing.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
If you're ever lost in the woods, that pine tar is really flammable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My friend's got this plant that does that. It's like fruity chronic juice. This plant has been growing for years, and yeah, the thing like oozes resin. Like he has multiple up close shots of it, and it's like kind of almost like what you're describing. It's like
guttation.
Did you ever get your chance to give that a wash, Yeti, and see if that really lives up to it?
I did. It returns crazy high for him in like a hydrocarbon extract, but it was just like an average return in what I do solventless in the wash. From wash to rosin, it seemed like it did like 3 times higher for him in hydrocarbon.
Oh, that's good.
One of those plants.
It's fucking cool. Smash Canvas says that he's seen one on Loving in Her Eyes page. I've seen a couple other people share pictures of what you're talking about. Like you can see like little bubbles of resin just sitting there on the leaf.
Finger Lakes has a few.
Yeah, my buddy at work grows a strain. It's a Ghost Train Haze, I think, and it has that glutation. If you pick it off and like taste it, it's real sugary. Tastes like sappy dish. I think it tends to make the joints burn slow when you smoke it. They say it's a tendency to show high bricks.
Shout out to chat. They're giving me some cool tips here. Noof LE says that the dry white stuff on the where that sap's dripping down and it dries up, it's OG chewing gum. They used to use it in the 90s while on hikes. I don't know, man.
He's just trying to get you to put it in your mouth, dude.
Yeah, man, it looks pretty gross to me. I'm not sure.
I've played that trick before.
Somebody else said something else about it, the pine stuff too. And
here's a tip for Red: is Neighborhood Grow says spruce tips are an excellent foraged tea. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what it was. Somebody said they're good for that. Pine tar is good for scrapes and cuts. That the I don't know, he had the active ingredient, but I can't find it anymore because I'm high. But it says in pine.
Astrodone. Aspiridone. Yep, nailed it.
Did you?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I nailed it, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Asphodone.
Lamadoma ding dong.
See, I didn't even sound that silly.
As far as pine strains go and what we're talking about, I know that there are several of us, not just in the show, but outside of it, that are looking specifically for anything that's been piney, and no one has come across anything really that is what we would consider super piney.
I did back when I was like 19.
Yes,
I
but that
remember
seems to be
Pine
gone.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was so pine, so delicious.
I had an
This was
AK-47 that was all pine, man, and I love that shit for like laser focus.
I have to run that 79 Christmas bud and see if that's
Oh yeah, you get
close
that
to
back,
what it,
man.
what it's supposed to be.
And those
'Cause
were
if it is-
regs too, right?
Yeah.
I don't taste it in the flour, but when Sequence pressed out my OG, it actually was just straight pine. I don't remember if you remember that. So that might be a route you can go. Like it lost everything. It was just straight pine.
Yeah, I feel like some of the old OG flavors might kind of reminisce of that a little bit, depending on what you find. Maybe like kind of reminds me of when I'd grow out some of the Cali Connection seeds, like 2010-ish. I feel like sometimes I come up with
Ooh, which
some
one
of these
did you
like
have?
pine herbs. I remember like Pine Tar Kush. I don't know who that was from, but I feel like that would hit on those notes.
Chat's saying CSI Humboldt for Pine Tar Kush.
Yeah, maybe that was it. I grew a bunch of their stuff out. But yeah, that might be a solid way to get at it. Maybe some of the mints also, like I feel like Kush mints maybe sometimes almost hit some of those like menthol-y type, not really menthol, but just like kind of minty terps.
Yeah,
The Kush
I've heard
mints
that
I
before.
grew out from Porch Farmer was very mentholish.
I have 2 of those. They're huge.
What
It's
is
in
it?
the freezer right now underneath.
Kush mints.
Is that strain the menthol? Is that just like a pheno, or is that a strain
This-
in itself?
This
Baked
was
has that. He's popping one that's bred with with menthol.
Yeah, I saw
Called
that.
Cold Fusion.
It's interesting.
We have a wedding cake OG that we have 2 strains of, and one is like leaning like berryish kind of thing, and the other one, which is really weird, is menthol. So it's funny that you said that.
Cool.
So I didn't taste that, and I had a couple people tell me that they did, and the last batch that we had, I really picked up on it.
You know, berry is a terpene that's starting to go by the wayside. It was really, really popular, maybe a handful of years ago, but now you don't really see much of it at all.
The fads kind of come and go in waves. So right now it's candy flavors and stuff like that. But it'll
Before that, it was oranges, and then before that, it was pineapple, and before that,
Over the summer, it was great.
Before that,
yeah, it'll change again. Very
Always.
soon.
Just like clothes.
Well, that's the advantage of home growing right there, is that you don't have to be, you don't have to suffer when something goes out of style. You get to grow what the fuck you want to grow, what works best for you, and you can keep it around for as long as you can keep it around.
Your only limit is yourself.
Yep.
well, and then let's say that you're someone that's older like me, and you're just starting off growing, and you remember all this great bud that you used to get before, and you really, really upset because you can't find it now. That just gives you an excuse to try so many other different things right now that are out. And you might be surprised that, that superstar bud of yesteryear is great still, but you found things that you can actually cultivate and grow yourself,
Right.
and keep yourself flush with, good smoke.
In fact, I would recommend to stop searching for like purple haze because you're getting white label genetics over and over from some European company, and buy some genetics that somebody is making now today, that they can at least tell you what the parents are and stuff like that. You get a lot better chance of having something good. I know a lot of people that keep trying to grow, like, oh, I got Blue Dream, or oh, I got this, or
Yeah,
oh, I got
Skunk One.
this, or oh, I got this. Yeah, Skunk One and Purple Haze. And it's like, okay, okay. It's always the same stuff.
Well, I think what's more important is it's never the right stuff. It's never,
Right.
nobody's like, this is exactly the way that I remember this. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I always like to do like a lot of research on the breeders before I get any genetics. Like a lot of the times, even just like hashtag searching the variety that I'm really interested in, strain name from a particular breeder, you can see just like, average growers, just like people across the world growing the same variety, and see kind of what their results look like. And if you start seeing a trend that everybody's stuff is looking amazing at the end, like chances are it's some good genetics that are going to do well for you. I feel like that's always done really well for me. Sticking by that.
Well, there's just no way that you can possibly try every fucking thing. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? There are things that are lost to time, and there are things that are, still sitting in somebody's nice oak box waiting to be popped and may never be popped. That may be the fire. Who knows, man? But it's kind of like collecting baseball cards. You know that there's winners out there. You know what you're looking for. You just have to spend a little bit more for these packs than you did for the ball cards. And then have the time and the ability to grow them out.
Yeah, that's my point. Is I got all seed happy, and now I haven't bought seeds in 2 years, and I don't expect to buy seeds probably. I don't foresee
Ever
buying them again ever.
It's a network of people that you've built. It seems like there's always a friend that has grown a new cross that wants you to try it and gives you a pack or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. Love you, friends. Love all the friends out there.
Yeah, it's an amazing community.
I hate to say it, but I'm notorious for just running through seeds and just like not even taking cuts off of them, just turn and burn on them. I feel like that's always been my style. I just run through seeds, barely take cuttings.
I like to do that too, because I know a lot of these genetics, I'm never gonna like give it the proper attention it needs to do a pheno hunt or whatever, but I still want to give it a try or something and get that seed vigor that you get off the first run is always really
That's
nice.
interesting. Very interesting.
There's been a few times
sure.
that I've regretted that. Don't get me wrong, but it's a pretty cool strategy if you have a lot of seeds sitting around.
I'll
say up there while you're dabbing there, Yeti.
Cheers, y'all.
Show off that badass piece, man.
Yeah, look at that thing.
That one is really cool.
I dig the wigwags.
I like the carb cap.
It's got some cool juju to it.
That's really cool too.
Beauty.
That's cool on the bottom.
The bottom.
There you go.
It's so
Everyone
cool.
likes the bottom Yeti.
It's sweet. It's got a nice booty on it.
That's sweet.
The staircase. I forgot what we were just talking about.
Running through genetics, I think.
Yeah, I've rebought many packs. I'll just say that. When I'm like,
oh, okay. Like, I wish I would have had a clone kind of thing.
Yep. I'll buy another pack and I'll actually take cuttings this time. I find also like if you're getting good genetics, a lot of times there shouldn't be too many too many phenos. I feel like they should be stable enough where at most you're seeing like 4 different phenos in a pack. So if I find something I really like, I'm hoping I could find it again pretty much.
You've probably ran a lot of packs then, so I'm curious what you think the more stable breeders are. Like who has the more stability in their seeds?
Or is it cultivar specific? Like which pack, like, oh man, every time I get blueberry, it's the same.
Right. I'll tell you, Soulfire has been like really solid for me. Like I don't have any complaints with Soulfire. They've been amazing. I could tell you Exotic has been like hit or miss for me. Like had really good luck and I've had some failures, I'm not gonna lie. CSI Humboldt I rolled with for a while and I kind of like started to steer clear, just like started to unfortunately see like some herm traits, which could very well have been my garden, but either way, it just wasn't willing to like keep kind of going with it if that's how it was gonna play me, kind of thing.
Right.
Trying to think what else I've gone in on. The bloom seeds have been doing really well for me. Super stable and just like, yeah, not too many phenos. I feel like bloom has been really solid. I feel like very stable from what I've seen.
And they've all washed really well, right? That's kind of their reputation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm pretty much just seeing it as like a mixed wash kind of thing at this point. But yeah, just like solid returns for them being just like a total seed to wash kind of thing and not selecting my ideal pheno and running that by itself. Like, I feel like you can't complain, or I can't complain at least. They've been great for that. It seems like a fast way to get a bunch of different flavors going also. Like, just going on a pack and from seed to smoke doesn't take too long on a pack of seeds if you're not like really pheno hunting it, you know. Now pretty much my approach is like just basically getting cuts off like the first week or two in flower, because like they're going into flower at such a small size, and it's still a crapshoot, like if they root or if they don't root kind of thing, as if I have backups or don't. But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I should run more seeds, but I have all these like, I don't know, hype strain type
Yeah, you have a log
genetics that
jam
I'm
going
holding
on
on
right
to.
now, man. Yeah.
So it's hard to pop seeds. So it's a interesting hearing stories of people that are able to do it.
You know,
I
you
got
can do
really into like green fire genetics for a bit, but I felt like I could never pull off like the real winner plant out of them. Like, I grew their mango lata and it was like such a pretty plant, but like didn't pull those mango terps I was really hoping to find, you know. Just like, man,
We
there's
just
been
got
some
off our
solid
pheno.
breeders popping up though. Also, in-house genetics has been fucking solid throughout the years.
We just got off our seed run pheno hunt. It's kind of refreshing to get back into a more production style. We got a couple winners, keepers that we're going to do for potential washing. We didn't wash anything this run because it was more about finding the terps and seeing plant expressions. But we have two phenos of this Slurry King cross called Tsunami. We're going to rerun again and make a choice out of those. So it's fun running seeds.
Sounds awesome.
But it's then again refreshing to get back to pulling clones and doing some production run.
Running seeds is
You should
definitely
get a
less
jar test.
productive, right? You know, as far
Yeah,
as the crop goes.
yeah, it's hit and miss. You don't know what you're gonna get. We did it pretty fast in these 1 gallon easy swapped over stuff, but you know, you can still pull 2-3 ounces off these plants.
Yeah, you just got to chalk it up to R&D costs, man. I mean, if, like I said, if you're holding on to packs like that and you know that you have some heaters, you know, sometimes you just have to go on and say, okay, what jar am I reaching for first? You know, if you're doing like a mixed room or something and you're bringing things down at the same time, which one do you find yourself reaching for first every time? That's probably the one that you're going to keep. That other one, you just kind of like, not in the mood for that yet. Nah, not in the mood for that yet. Tell you what you do. Grow that thing 1 or 2 more times, jar that shit up, seal it, put it in there, and leave it alone. Let it cure for a fucking year until you want to smoke it again. Go with it. In the meantime, grow something new.
We had this one. It was called the White Pearl. I ran. We had like 6 phenos of that one. I didn't really care for it. Killed it off. Well, now everybody likes. Hey, you got that White Pearl still? You got that White Pearl? Wait, no. And that was the white cross with platinum. I have more seeds of it I could run again, but damn, you know, I'm not ready to do that again. We need to get some cloning done.
Especially if you didn't like it, you know.
Well, it was good, frosty plant. I just didn't care for the terpene. You know, I'm gearing more towards hash.
Dan, have you ever done the like jar test on like fresh frozen? You can just like throw it in a mason jar.
Yeah, I haven't done it myself, but I've seen it done.
I'm surprised with, I just did it on Mag Farm's last harvest. We had quite a few new varieties. And I just used one that from my place that I had in the freezer here, Miklu, as like a constant. Like just basically, I know this one does 3% return, let's say. Now I can evaluate all the other jars based on the amount of resin I'm seeing compared
Right.
to the Miklu jar.
And that's a
And
great
it's actually,
way.
it's worked out pretty well, man. It's a solid way. I feel like the only like upset that could potentially happen is like a plant that lets go of a lot of resin, but like doesn't have a big squish return from hash to rosin. Some of them might look like they have a lot at the bottom of the jar, but then I guess there isn't much oil in the heads or whatever, and don't squish with a high return.
And those are more unseen variables that we just don't.
Yeah. But overall, I feel like it's definitely a solid approach.
So Yeti, go ahead and explain to everybody how we do this, or how one would go about doing this test wash. You use a mason.
So pretty much, yeah, like using mason jars, like pint-sized mason jars or quart size, you'll have a little bit more room. Grab like 20 grams of fresh frozen material off of your harvest before it comes down. Before you throw all of it in the freezer, you can take just 20 grams off of each plant. Or like if you have, let's say, different phenos in there that you're not sure how they're going to do for you, just grab 20 grams off that and put it in a jar. Now take 20 grams out of something that you know what it's going to do for you because you've worked with it multiple times. Maybe something you already have in the freezer that you've like already done a batch out of that series, let's say, and you know what it's going to do. And now you just shake the jar. So you're going to put the fresh frozen material in there, fill it up with water and ice, just like you're giving it a like actual wash. Let it soak for a half hour, like 15 minutes to a half hour, and then shake them for 10 minutes and put it down, and the resin will shake free, settle to the bottom of the mason jar, and it will stay there too. So like even like days later, if like you can't make the decision right then or whatever, you can come back at it and take a look the next day and, you know, make your decisions. But I was basically able to kind of just visually see and then like make guesstimates. Like if this one did 3%, then I bet this one's going to do 2.5. And now that I'm actually doing the washes, it's actually pretty not perfectly accurate, but it's in the ballpark for sure.
Sure gives you a good reference to base your estimates off of, because I always have people bring me product and they're like, okay, well, how much am I going to get? How much am I going to get? It's
right.
Like, I can't predict that, fire in, fire out, and the press never ever lies. So
yeah, and it sucks because I've had material that looks amazing that just doesn't wash well. Like it's like almost kind of common. It sucks, but this is a good way to like, you're only wasting 20 grams of that material. You can save the rest for flour or get like somebody that does a hydrocarbon to extract it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're only risking 20 grams instead of like, I don't know how much you would cut down. Like, full plant could be
right on
a pound or so,
But it's a lot easier on a pocketbook to lose that 20 grams versus, whole plants.
Yeah, a normal size wash, QP to 8 ounces or something, Yup. So that I'm going to take that approach kind of for a lot of my pheno hunts moving forward. If I only have a small amount of material, it kind of sucks doing a full wash. Even just on the labor side of things, doing a big wash that only has a small amount of material.
Right on.
Jar test kind of saves that aspect also.
Yeah, the time and that's the most important thing to me. I would definitely feel like I won on that aspect, doing the test and be like, yeah, this is better off being maybe blasted or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that basically the alternative once it's frozen? Is sending it to a different processor?
Yeah, once it's frozen, I feel like it's got to get... Like, I've been in that pinch before where I was like, I wonder if you could just, like, freeze dry this shit and, like, have flour out of it. But, yeah, small test batch freeze drying frozen weed into dry weed is not very enjoyable to smoke. It's not like you would think, so... yeah, at that point it's like, yeah, just got to go to someone that does a live resin, like a hydrocarbon extraction.
Yeah, that makes
Once
sense.
yeah, they can make a beautiful product and get it done for sure. Shout out Beyond Fuckwittables. Saved me in that situation quite a few times where I was like, man, I'm sure this is going to do well for me. And then it just doesn't. So, yep, now I go with this squash.
It seems like that's a more surefire way to get the return if you need it, especially with those citrus type strains that don't seem to wash for whatever reason.
Yeah, it seems like the Jack Terps, man. I am like on the hunt of finding some like lemon Jack Terps that actually perform, because I just smell that plant now and I already know that it's like not going to do well. It sucks.
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it?
That is interesting, because now that you mention it, I can't remember having any kind of orangey terps in hash, really.
Yeah. The orange, I feel like Tropicana sometimes pulls it off, which like
I would think so.
I love that. It's like
But
my
for the
favorite.
amount of plants that are, you know what I mean, in the flower form, in the smoke, would come through. Interesting.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it does seem almost like very trendy, or like a trend to it where certain profiles just like hold up or do better. And it seems like it's like more of like the skunky, gassy ones that really tend to wash better. But that's where those crosses really come in. You find a good cross that has like pretty much the trichome structure.
That's where all those platinum crosses are coming from. The house is on fire.
Oh shit.
Who is it?
He's
Which
looking,
one?
he's like,
Oh,
oh
fuck.
shit, I left the spaghetti
Oh
on.
fuck.
I'm burning.
Well, no, man, I had
nothing like
a
scorched SpaghettiOs.
GFI trip earlier, and none of my mixers, nothing was working. I was like, why the hell outlet next to me? I'm in my dining room. None of these outlets are working, and like I had a trip GFI in my kitchen. So like I heard something go like late last night or something. I didn't even have anything plugged in. I had a kettle plugged in. Maybe the kettle was.
Chad thinks it was them going
Talking
off.
so fast.
Bumped it on.
I
Now
thought
you
it
got
was
me
me.
freaking out.
Sequence.
Who the hell was that?
It was me. I guess
Who
we're
was it?
doing something right. Fire alarm's going off. Forgot
Open
to
the
put a
grill
bag
room
over
door,
it.
right? There it
Fuck,
is.
dude.
And there it is again.
Fuck, he said.
Dab time.
Oh,
Yeti's on fire over there. He's
Poor Yeti.
man. It's the most he's talked, and his fucking fire alarms have gone off.
hopefully it's nothing serious.
They're not used to it. I love it. I'm learning all sorts of shit.
Tell you what, Miss Yeti can cook some amazing food.
Oh my goodness sakes. Woo.
Amazing food. I got invited over there one time
Yes.
and I was
Wait.
not
Me
prepared.
too. I was not prepared either. She got me hooked on this damn salad dressing that you can only get from fucking Florida.
Of course she did.
Oh my god, it's so good though.
All right, we're good. Oh, sorry, guys.
We were talking about that salad dressing I'm hooked on from Mrs. Yeti.
Oh yeah, that's the fire.
Oh yeah.
I already know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
That's good
Thank
on
you.
any things.
Oh,
She cooked him
goodness.
tomahawk steaks for his birthday.
Oh,
What?
No, that's the plan. Yeah, this is in the future.
Oh, it's a
You
future
got a
plan.
pizza oven on the way that hopefully should sear those things
Oh,
up
the
very
stone.
nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
they're picked out.
What the hell? This guy's got a pizza oven?
Supposedly, we ordered one up, so we shall see if it comes, if it arrives.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it seems like everything now when you buy it, it's like months in the future. It's like
Yeah.
a Wish.com thing.
He's got all kinds of cool gadgets over at his house too. He's got his marble thing behind him there. That thing is really cool.
Lots of cool things.
Oh, I fucking love those, dude. Those are so cool.
Marble thing doing its thing. We were smoking joints just watching this table.
Exactly what I
Oh,
was thinking,
boy.
man. Yeah, dude.
It's a good time.
Where
I
do you
looked
where do
those
you get
up.
one? Where do you get one of those from? The expensive store, probably.
We
They're
just
kind of
ordered
expensive.
direct from their website, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They're
I was
really
at a buddy's house, and I was like, I fucking have to have one of these.
Man, I want 5 minutes of B-roll of that thing.
It's very
I
zen.
could use that.
Yeah, I think seriously works hard too. Every time I come over, it's like on a different image. Like,
Chat wants to know what
hard
that's
work.
actually called, though, for them to be able to look it up online or find one of their own.
I can't remember
That's a
how I
good question.
Googled and found it. I was like magnetic marble table or something, sand table.
Sandbox,
It's
yeah.
like Sisyphus. Here, I'll look it up real quick.
Sisyphus?
I don't know. It's a weird.
Plug it in.
one.
Is it plug
It's
in?
like 500
so
bucks.
it's like SISY.
C cuts to the chase. It's like $500.
It is. It's like 500 bucks. I looked it up because I wanted one.
But yeah, if you Google that, it will come
Shredder
up.
calls it
Better roll
CNC
the
for
joint
hippies.
for me.
I didn't want one
See?
500 bucks bad.
So how you liking that bar style lights there, Sequence? You got them up and running?
Yeah, dude. Amazing. The plants are getting huge.
Coverage is just badass, isn't it?
Which one are you hanging, Sequence? Which one is it?
The Laura Flux 8 blades.
Those are what, 700 watts?
They're 630, I think.
Right on.
That's not bad. Shit.
Pretty sure 630. I could turn them up to 110%, whatever that means.
Amazing.
I don't know what that means.
They're bright.
They are bright. I got Method 7s because they're so bright.
Yeah, I had some.
My future's so bright. I gotta wear shades.
Dude, that room will blind you. All the floors and everything are white.
Is it white like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory, like the one white room
Panda
that they have
film,
where everything
dude.
is just completely white? Everything.
Panda film.
Yeah, man.
Is Mayweather beating up the Paul kid?
Mayweather
Somebody in
already.
chat tell me. I don't like either of those two, so
Hopefully
it's a
somebody's
win-win.
beating up the Paul kid.
That's happening right now. That's cool.
Just hearing that they're both getting punched in the face makes me smile.
Yeah,
Goodness.
maybe. I
I'm
don't
going-
know.
I'm going with Mayweather on that one.
Or more likely, Mayweather's just
Goodness.
dodging everything and nobody's hitting anybody.
He just needs one shot anyway.
Yeah, I'm curious how many hits that he does land on him.
You know Mayweather's going to destroy him. I'm not a huge fan, but I know Mayweather.
I'm not either, but yeah, he
I'm
definitely.
a huge fan of boxing.
Definitely better
I'm a
win.
huge fan of boxing, and to see these two fools going at it is like
It's all for the
biggest
purse. It's
disturbance
all for the
ever.
purse. Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm
Money.
like, it's
Yeah.
like
I
bullshit.
don't know, but at the same time, I look
I
at
agree,
it like
Tara.
it's great because it's like all these people that have these idea, they have they're real cocky. It's like, okay, you're gonna talk like that. Well, then get in the ring with somebody who actually knows what they're doing, and we'll see.
No, I mean,
Mhm.
on that aspect,
I
it is
kinda
true,
like-
and
I
that
kinda
kid
like
is
that.
doing it. I mean, the whatever Paul kid it is, there's two of them. I don't know which one it is, but one of them's doing it, and whatever. They're making a fucking shit ton. Let's put it like that.
I can't believe that Mayweather's doing it. He must be hurting for money.
He must be hurting for money. Duh.
Oh, yeah.
But the other dude's going to be
He's
hurt
all
for the
about
other
it.
half of the money.
What's
His
hurt?
face is going to be
He's
hurting.
a YouTuber.
exactly.
He'll make it
I
up.
know he's not getting
He's-
half the money. He's probably not even getting close to half of what Mayweather's getting.
Yeah, he's probably getting like 20%.
Exactly.
Shit, 20% of a fucking $1 million is still a lot of fucking pesos.
I take it. And I'm not greedy.
Don't you have to go to work and get ready for like work in the morning and shit? Like,
Oh
get
my
to
gosh, it's
bed?
at 9:00 in the morning. I get up at fucking 4. I mean, come on. Come on. Half my day is over with when they want me to show up. No,
Skibbo, you know she's getting up
It's-
early.
exactly. It's orientation the first day.
The question is, what are you
going
gonna
to
smoke
I don't
in the
have my
morning?
birth certificate.
They can't ask you your orientation in 2021, Tara.
No, I mean, no, they can ask me my orientation, but my orientation expects me to hand my damn birth certificate and I can't find it.
Bum, bum,
Yeah,
bum,
sweating that one.
Bum.
Boom, boom, boom.
Plain excruciating circumstances of me just moving up here
Finish it,
yesterday, and my life's a little chaotic this moment. But yeah, I don't know what they'll do. It's for
That
proof.
HR lady's going to tell you to get your shit together, Tara.
Get
I
your
know
shit
she
together,
is.
Wilson.
And she's like probably not even about all that kind of stuff because she's the HR lady and she's heard it all. So she's gonna be like, whoa.
And I'm
And
sure you
gonna
live in a
be like, "That's for
trailer.
real? Oh my God. No, I mean, yeah, seriously. I literally just moved all of my freaking shit from Cincinnati this whole freaking weekend. So
Tara, what's the HR lady gonna do?
oh, she's gonna be like, whoa.
Watch it. She might
He
be,
does this shit to me all the time,
Exactly.
Tara.
she might be watching.
Exactly.
Penny lady's not used to me.
I love it. Thank you for
I make hand
participating.
motions, and she's like, "What was that?" Makes me do it
Oh, I'll
over and
totally
over.
do it again. You know it. Just because I'm a sucker and it just goes right over my head. That's
I'm
the
sure
old lady.
she'll be fine. I'm sure she will be just fine.
I hope
She'll
so.
find
I
it.
mean, I hope she understands that. I mean, like, legitimately, I like did not even. I remembered it a few times, but it was like a few times here, a few times there, and
So you have
not
seen
here.
it though. You know it exists.
I do, and that's the whole thing. I'm like, I know it's in this yellow folder that is like.
There you go.
no.
Okay. Well, at least you have that.
I know it's terrible, but it might possibly be in all my stuff at my sister's house in Kentucky too. So that might be a problem.
So you can next day air it to you.
I hope so.
Yeah, that'll be like $30.
I don't care. I'll do it.
Put me in, coach.
50.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'll do whatever I have to do to make it work. So
It's a lot less than you'd pay driving there in gas.
yeah, I mean, what's $30? I mean, to drive to Cincinnati? Oh,
I had a
with the
postage amount
cicadas
of
right
like,
now? No.
yeah,
Those
to
were
send like a
awesome.
6-ounce.
Oh my
box
gosh,
to
I
the
know they're
Philippines
crazy.
for like $600.
Poof.
Yeah, for work. I was sending one thing to the Philippines, and it was $600.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh,
You think of like freight charges and shit for that.
Yeah, I
man.
wouldn't be sending nothing to the Philippines.
Not willingly.
Wild.
No.
Global, man. Global.
I remember what, yeah, never mind.
For work, Dan. For work. My work.
Yeah, I got you.
Before we get up out of here, are we going to have a wake and bake with the Groskies this weekend, Saturday morning,
Yeah,
9
man.
a.m.? Okay.
Yes.
I
Well-
will not be able to make it. Unfortunately, it is my work weekend, so I will.
Oh, well,
Unless-
then I might be working too then.
unless I can. No, you
No.
should be.
He's working. I might be working.
This will be
Funny, it's my
TBD
work.
then.
My work week too.
Yeah, so unless I can get somebody to work or switch with somebody, it's my weekend to work. So we'll see for me, but you guys can carry on, I'm sure.
We will. We'll carry on without you, but we'll be more sad than we would have been if you were there.
We're
Absolutely,
gonna have to
man.
see. For me, I don't know. We'll have to
Yeah,
see what my work
live.
schedule pans out to
Maybe
be.
Get your if you would get your birth certificate shit
Unbelievable.
together, you would know because you would have your orientation and schedule and all be squared away.
Right.
I haven't-
Now
I
Tara's
haven't
got a
even
real
filled out my
job, and she's
paperwork
too good
yet.
for the wake and bake show.
Yep.
Maybe I'll
No.
live from work without bacon.
Sequence and I have always said it'll just be one day, just both of us just talking. That'll be it.
I'll broadcast from the parking lot.
I did say it'll be just me and you talking about how good times used to be.
Exactly.
Like
Oh,
3 viewers. It's gonna be me and
Oh.
Skilbo.
Oh man.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
like Mystery Science 2000 or wherever that was.
Saturday.
Just be you
3000,
guys
yeah,
sitting next to
man.
each other,
Science
watching old
3000.
episodes and just talking about them.
It'll be-
Saturdays don't even compare to what Thursday mornings were. We had a great Thursday morning.
I don't think I work until 11. I might be able
Waking
to
and
jump on
baking.
in the morning.
Oh, that would be good.
There you
man.
go.
Painted Lady maybe make it.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, man.
I don't
Shine
know.
your light on us.
See, we shall see. I don't know.
We might need somebody to fill in for us, us working folk.
I
Well, I
might
mean-
be able to do it.
Abolished has been teasing that he's wanted to do a wake and bake since we started the fucking thing, and the closest
he
he's
ever
come
gonna
is
get
to
up?
being into chat. Now he'll sometimes creep into chat, or at least
Yeah, it's
Getting
I
the
seen
CD
think
to use
he's
his
been on it
phone.
before.
He makes a great effort. Also, High and Tight always makes a great effort to join the Wake and Bake. Doesn't always happen, but makes great efforts.
Wake and bake is early in the fucking morning,
Yeah,
man.
High and Tight's not often awake before
Hey,
noon.
we moved
that's
it
the
to
wake side
9.
of
Come
things.
on.
It's still
We're not
morning.
even doing it at 6
Yeah.
anymore.
It's
I
still
normally miss
morning.
half the
9 is
show
much
because it's
easier.
during my morning.
Barely waking, let alone
Dude,
waking.
dude, yeah, man. That 5:30 pre-show was early.
Okay,
Oh, I
so
loved it. Loved it.
so my work week starts like at work. My day starts at 9 too. So that means I get no weekend because you said it at the same fucking time as if I had to work. That's not. It's still early.
For the cause, bro. For the cause.
Yeah.
It's the cause
It's
is
a good
right.
point. It's a
That's
good
called
point,
get
Spark.
Well-
guilt trip motivation, man.
Well, the
Guilt
other
trip.
thing is
I'll be
that
at work.
we're gonna have that new Catachronic cut, man. That Wake and Bake song. We're gonna make sure that we get that up to start the show on Saturday morning. So you guys want to make sure you have notifications turned on.
Justin in the chat says wake
Just
and
so
bake
you know,
2 p.m.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Wake
That's my kind of wake and bake. Like 11,
Some
like
Grubhub.
11 p.m.
That would be called a Wake and Brunch, man.
Tony,
Yeah.
if you guys want
Oh.
to join us for the Wake and Bake show, you're always welcome.
Absolutely.
The band can fill a square.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. I got all my grill gear turned up.
Good, good, good.
Oh, yeah.
That takes
All
us up
right.
to the 2-minute mark there, boss man.
Yeah, what do you want me to do about it?
We should probably let these people do some shout outs and, tell them where people can find them and all that good groovy shit.
Oh, I guess if they want to. Does anyone want to do all that groovy shit?
I'll let people know that Polarity Science will be on pause this evening, and we will pick back up next Sunday night at 11:30.
Good to know. Good to know. Thank you for sticking it out with us, Red, for this whole show.
I give
Oh, yeah.
Scubbo a little break.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually
Maybe.
figured I'd hang out with you guys. I was sitting here a little mute for a little while just because I was getting some stuff done. I actually was writing emails and shit for a little while. I figured I could still at least hang out and talk
Yeah.
with you guys and
Thank
get
you.
some shit done. So got a little bit of other things taken care of, and I don't actually have my first till 3 p.m. tomorrow, so I don't have to get up nearly as early as I thought I did. I thought it was
Nice.
noon, so give me an extra 3 hours. Pack. If
Remember
anybody's on
You
the
have
west
1
side of
minute.
the state, hit me up. I might be at Saugatuck Sand Dunes in the evening tomorrow, catching the sunset. So if it's
Right
nice
on.
warming.
Does anybody else have anything they want to
Support your local caregiver.
fuck the
Yes.
MCMA?
Fuck the MCMA.
That's right around.
Spread that knowledge, people. We want to see it on Facebook walls, all social media. The general public needs to see it for this to fully happen.
I'll pass out in my hammock. It's like 90 degrees outside.